Welcome back to Exotic Car Play Place on this beautiful, beautiful day. Thanks for joining in again today, guys. Today we are going to talk about depreciation of luxury sports cars, specifically my Jaguar F Type R. Now the car's 2 years old, so it's very relevant that we discuss what that depreciation curve looks like. We're also going to compare it with two of the class favorites, the Porsche 911 as well as a Lexus IS 350. Let's get into it now. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Mark with Exotic Car Play Place. And today, so if you're the type of driver that likes to buy your luxury sports cars brand new, then this might be a great place to start to understand where you might want to unload your car to minimize your losses. Because whenever you buy a new car, especially luxury car, you know you will take a beating on loss. However, there is a point where you can maximize the versatility and the use of your car and minimize the loss. However, if you're like me, you like to get the maximum buying power and get the maximum value out of a slightly used car purchase. Where is that buy-in point? 1 year, 2 years, 3, 5 years of age for that particular car? Guess what? There's no secret ingredient, but each car has its own unique depreciation curve. Now, the general phenomenon's the same, but a lot of cars depreciate at different rates. And there's different reasons for that. Some cars hold up better over time, and so owners and buyers know that. Other cars lose their desirability because maybe they're only typically sought after by new buyers, and typically they're not appealing to used car owners because often they're considered unreliable, so they don't want to own them after they get to be 3 years or older. But let's get into some of these curves. Right now we're sitting in my 2018 Jaguar F Type R. It cost about $130,000 as listed brand new. At the end of the video, I'll summarize what I ended up paying, and I'll show you what the depreciation rate or the actual retention value was on this particular car. But before we get to that, let's look at some of the depreciation curves. So first, let's do a quick comparison between a 911 and Lexus IS 350 to my Jaguar F Type R. Now, after 2 years, because that's the age of the car that I actually purchased, a 2-year-old Jaguar is holding about 62% of its original value, whereas a Porsche 911 is holding about 77% of its original value, and a Lexus IS 350 is still holding 72% of its original value. And then having a quick look at the depreciation curves for all of these vehicles, it becomes pretty obvious that the best value for buy-in as a used car vehicle comes in at 1 year for the F Type R. It gives you 62% of its original value, which is a phenomenal buy, and still yields about 10 years of functional ownership. Versus the Porsche 911, which its best buy-in point is at 4 years of age, and it's still holding at about 60%. That's the place you want to buy in to maximize service life versus buy-in cost. Then we talk about the Lexus IS 350, which is best to buy in also at 4 years of age, similar to the 911, and it'll also hold around 61% of its original purchase price as new. So as you can see, the Porsche and the Lexus have a longer depreciation curve, not so steep and aggressive like you see in the Jaguar F Type R. So these two factors come in for two different reasons. The Porsche 911 holds good value because the cars are classic. They've got a good reputation for durability. They're becoming cult classic because those cars have been around for many generations. They're just very, very popular, and they hold their value very well because the 911 is never old news. The Lexus holds good value because it's got a reputation of reliability, durability, and honestly, lots of people just want a good, used, reliable car. Lexus, Toyota are some of the best brands for that. But let's extrapolate a little bit, and then let's look into 2014 on these charts, which is actually 5 years of age. So let's talk about 2015 model years currently. So 5-year-old Jaguar F Type R still holds about 44% of its original value, so just under half of its original value in 5 years' time, compared to the 911, which is at 53% now in 5 years, and the Lexus, which is at 47% in 5 years. Now you'll see the Jaguar closing the gap. So as these cars become older and older, different phenomena start to happen, and the Jaguar starts to gain some ground, and the Lexus continues to trail off. Somewhat because Jaguars become recognized as a premium car, and there's still a very small niche group of people that want that car, whereas the Lexus becomes more of a ho-hum car, used and abused, and just becomes a standard wear item. So what does this all mean at the very end? How much did I pay for my car, and how close is it to the true depreciation curve? Well, as I said earlier, my car brand new was $130,000 Canadian, and I purchased the car for $75,000 Canadian myself, and the car is only 2 years old, has 40-some thousand kilometers on it, and is actually in very, very good shape. with that price, that also includes an extended warranty. So I'm actually giving the benefit of the doubt. So that yields an actual 57% retention value is where I bought in at my car, whereas actually the statistics show that it should be closer to 62%. Yes, I got a great deal. There's variables for that. Sometimes the dealers are a little hungrier for the sale. Sometimes, hey, let's face it, we're just in the midst of the COVID, so there will be some great buys to have in the luxury car segment. So there you have it, everybody. If you were wondering what I paid for my Jaguar F Type R, there it is. So what do you guys think of the Jag? Do you think it's good value? Be sure to drop a line down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Whoa!